Hello guys, it's Crazy Owl, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to build custom trees. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment because I release a video every weekend, usually on Sundays. But other than that, let's go. So for this, you will need a wood type, a type of fences that sort of matches the wood type at least, and 2 leaf types. You could pick more than 2 or use just one, but I like to use 2. And these are 2 suggestions I have. I'm going to be using the oak, wood, and spruce fence. But another suggestion I have is to use spruce wood and dark oak fence. And then you could use spruce and birch leaves for this because it's darker, but I'm going to be using oak and birch. And my suggestion for if you're building in creative is to use these wood blocks rather than logs, because then they're covered on the top and I just think they look better that way. But if you're building in survival, they're kind of expensive to make, so I just use the logs. And then you'll also need a fence that matches your wood type. And why don't we start with this little one? You won't actually need any logs for this little one, and this one's also much more straightforward. So to start, you'll need to build 3 spruce fences up, and then in the top one, you'll want to build out. I recommend doing 2 or 3 out and leaving the other 2 in, and that's where the fences will be poking out. That's probably the biggest difference that sets these apart from vanilla trees, is that there's fences poking out. And then sort of surround it, make a square in this part, and then make like a plus sign on the top. And then down here, sort of make a plus sign again, but it's harder to see as an actual plus sign, so that's not what I'm calling it. And then you have this little custom tree, and it's your preference whether you want to add a piece on top or not. I'm going to for that one, but I didn't for this one. So that is the little tree. And then for our bigger tree, which is a little bit more complicated, you'll want to be more random with this one, so there's not quite an exact measurement for this, but I like to go 5 or 6 blocks. I think that's 4. 4 would also work, but I'm going to go 5. And then you'll want to stick some of the fences out the sides and some of them out of this part, and sort of just spam fences, but almost in a small tree shape. You're going to be placing the leaves on top of these, and this is almost like a framework for them. And once you're done with the fences, then you kind of go in with the leaves, and you start out just surrounding all of the fence blocks with leaves. But then when we're done, we're going to change it up a little bit so that there's some exposed fences, and they're in the spots we want them. And we might also take some of the fences out later if they're in the wrong spot. And now we have our tree, but it's not very pretty. So now we have some fixing up to do. So if you want to remove corners, make it like less poppy-outy in parts, if there's parts that pop out too much. And the last step after this will be the fences. So now we have a shape we like, so all we have to do is break a few leaves and then pull out the fences. And you want to make sure that wherever you put the fences, they're connected to the inside of the tree somehow, because I think it kind of pulls it all together more. So if you break a leaf, try to connect it, and then maybe I'll have one drop out here. And they're kind of like branches. And you can have some that don't really pop out, they just kind of look exposed. But the realistic part of it is that in real life, tree leaves don't fully cover the branches always. You can still sort of see them. So that's what this is trying to mimic. And then after you've done all that, you've got a cute little tree. And if there's any spots that you don't really like the looks of, like in here I'm not a huge fan of, You can always like replace them with leaves or something, and then it looks a little bit better. But that is it for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a nice day. Also, if you've managed to get this far in the video, why aren't you subscribed? I know most people don't get this far into the video, so if you are this far and haven't subscribed yet, please do.